Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Guest of Honor, Dr. Mohan Das, Dr. N.S.D. Raju, the incoming President. Guest of Honor, Dr. Adrian Ko, Dr. V.K. Raju. Dear colleagues, Dr. Anita Panda, Dr. Lalit Verma, Dr. Ramamurthy, Dr. Harbans Lal, Dr. N. Theroz, Dr. Giridhar, past presidents, all the members, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an extremely fulfilling year. Last year, when I addressed you and delivered my presidential address, there were certain promises that I made. And there was a book that you received. I looked through that the last evening, and I'm happy that everything that I promised in that presidential address is on the way to fulfillment. This is an opportunity to convey my thanks to the society for this opportunity to be with you, to serve you, and to get this opportunity to grow as an individual. It is also an opportunity to convey my thanks to all the past presidents, all the members who gave consistent feedbacks and who pushed us to do our best. I'm grateful to my predecessors who took AIOS to the stage where it could take off. All the past presidents who brought the society to a level from where we could move further. As Isaac Newton said, if I've seen farther than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulder of giants. I'm grateful to my team who were very, very helpful in all the activities that we needed to carry out. The executive, Lalit, Dr. Harbans, Dr. Raju, Dr. Anita Panda, our wings, Dr. Ramamurthy, Dr. Ajit Babu, Dr. Natarajan, and Dr. Shamar Bashak. I could appreciate the efficiency with which they worked only when I saw them at a close angle as a part of the team. All our subcommittees did a wonderful job and for once completed their reports by mid-July. We got it by mid-July. We could present them at the mid-year management committee meeting, and we could have all the follow-up action in the following months. The AIS Secretariat team was incredibly efficient. Everyone who made the fulfillment of my commitments possible, I'm grateful to them, who helped make it a tremendously gratifying year. What were the things that we worked for during the year? As I said, ophthalmic education was the priority. We could push through the Medical Council of India, the new curriculum that was developed through a workshop by the All India Ophthalmic Society. That curriculum was enriched further by a group within the Medical Council of India, and through it, we could push it through all the channels of the Medical Council of India, and it is well on the way to becoming a reality, and it encompasses all the aspects that we wanted in the curriculum for postgraduate training. Dr. Karl Gornick, the incoming director of the Education Committee of International Council of Ophthalmology, who was here for that meeting jointly held with International Council of Ophthalmology by All India Ophthalmic Society, rated the curriculum that he received as perhaps better than any other in the world, including the United States. We were able to carry out 3-day education programs as promised with a well-defined curriculum in each of the zones. In the North Zone, in the East Zone, in the South Zone, and in the West Zone as per the schedule before the January 22nd. These programs were highly appreciated, were very well attended, the feedback that we got from postgraduates was so encouraging that we have been encouraged to do all these programs next year with an improved curriculum for 5 days. We could webcast a postgraduate lecture all over the country, which was offered at 30 centers in the country with 900 postgraduates attending, and the subject of oculoplastics was covered, and we hope to cover one subject every month in the next year. We have been able to initiate an e-learning project of the All India Ophthalmic Society. We could approach the person in charge of the National Knowledge Network with an office at the IIT in Chennai, and they have agreed to link the eye departments of medical colleges through the line of the National Knowledge Network. And this would be a major step in helping in teaching in various departments where we are short of super specialists. We have developed a web resource center for postgraduates, which will be used for all the educational material that we collect out of these activities. We held a joint meeting of All India Ophthalmic Society with the International Council of Ophthalmology for the program directors of ophthalmic residency programs, and the program was extremely useful for heads of departments in planning the activities of their training programs. We were able to persuade the internal committees of both the Medical Council and National Board about the need for reducing the required bed strength for accreditation for postgraduate seats, as the bed strength requirements is not really necessary for ophthalmic activity, it having turned into a daycare activity. We are also working on mapping of our resources. Dr. N.S.D. Raju and Dr. Anita Panda have taken on the task of mapping the manpower and ophthalmic establishments. We worked in the field of community eye care. We held a seminar, a mid-year seminar, which dealt with the community eye care and ophthalmic education, and where the Health Minister of Delhi and the DDG Ophthalmology were present. As a result of our initiatives in the field, the All India Ophthalmic Society was invited to the Committee for Development of 12th Five-Year Plan for the National Program for Control of Blindness, and it has been invited to become a partner in the primary eye care activities in the country, and we are working on it. We worked together with all the other agencies in the prevention of blindness, including Vision 2020 and all the international NGOs. The one major problem faced by ophthalmic institutions in the country has been the NABH accreditation hurdles because of the difficult criteria, which were the criteria for general hospitals. We've been able to work on the NABH by writing to them and following it up, that they will develop special criteria for accreditation for the ophthalmic specialty, and this is the only specialty for which they have agreed to do so. The legal cell formed by us has been extremely involved in all the activities and has been instrumental in formulating a lot of acts where we are doing the advocacy for. For the medical legal protection, our incoming president, Dr. N.S.D. Raju, has been extremely active, and he's brought in a professional protection scheme with the assistance of the Indian Medical Association. We have brought forth a draft for Daycare Establishment Act, because all the organizations, ophthalmic organizations, which did not need to be a residential nursing home, were facing a lot of difficulty in getting recognition as daycare centers. So we brought in a draft legislation which is being taken up with the state governments. Delhi government is active on this, and we should see this act very soon. We are working with Indian Medical Association on a lot of issues of general interest by forming a confederation of association of medical specialties. We are also working with them on the issues of insurance and the problem with TPAs regarding the payments issue. The mid-year meeting of Managing Committee was the first of its kind, where a lot of interaction with the state societies could take place, and we could take a lot of issues of interest to All India Ophthalmic Society forward. The scientific program was thoroughly reviewed, and we have been able to bring in a lot of additional features. We've been able to bring in a lot of emphasis on basic skill transfers, wet labs. We've been able to get a lot of quality foreign faculty, both in person and in webcasts, and we've also introduced breakfast sessions, PG teaching programs. We are bringing out the new preferred practice patterns, which will be peer-reviewed. There will be 3, 1 in each subspecialty, and therefore there will be 9 of them produced over 3 years, and every 3 years they'll be revised. The AIOS publications, the Indian Journal, the Proceedings, and the CME series have seen a quantum jump in quality, which you would have noticed. All the available softwares for ophthalmic establishments were evaluated by our software committee, and the evaluation has been put on our website. We've been working closely with ophthalmic industry and trade to improve interaction, and we've developed a draft memorandum of understanding which will serve as the model for MOUs for purchase agreements with the trade. And we are well on the way to producing a world-class AIOS headquarters, as we had promised, which will house a national museum, a national archives, an auditorium, a world-class library, a webcasting center, and residential facilities for members. And we plan to develop a strong AIOS secretariat, increasing the office strength to take care of all the concerns and all the future developments that the members would love to have. We've been able to strengthen our social programs, and the program for the members, by the members, started 2 years ago, is going very strong and is being liked by the members. It has been a great learning experience for me and helped me become a more complete human being, and I owe a lot to the society for that. As John F. Kennedy said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. I'm sure that a great future beckons the society.